Hello Steelers, and welcome to this bench report hobby update. This is another one from this is my third, I think, at this point. This is recorded on Saturday night, so I'll probably be doing a bit more painting on Sunday. So some of the stuff that I'm talking about here will probably hopefully get finished off or touched up tomorrow at some point anyway. So it's been a reasonable week this week. I've mostly been working on the 1/300 scale aeroplanes that Jim Weir sent over to me. So actually on the painting table at the moment I've got these Hanover CL2s. These are on their little painting trays here, you can see. This is the way I paint them. I paint the base first, underside first, do all the things that need to be done to those, the varnishing and stuff, and then flip them over and paint the top. If anyone's interested, I can do a painting video on how I actually paint these things, because they are pretty difficult to paint if you've never done them before. But you leave a comment, let me know, and I might do one anyway. I've had a couple of things happen this week as well. I've also been working on the British recce Jeeps that I got in last week. I mentioned those in the last update. The Jeeps themselves are now finished. I've done 8 of those, either the ones by Skytrex here in front of me. However, I'm now working on the crew for them. So these are on their painting bases and they're ready to go. Well, they'll be worked on. They're going to need a little bit more work before I can glue them down. They've got the driver and the machine gunner on them, but I need the actual rest of the paratroops, and then I can start work on the actual infantry on bases for chain of command for that special the recce bash on recce scenario that Nick wrote for Wargames Soldiers and Strategy. Also, painting wise, I've incredibly slowly, I don't know why I'm taking so long over painting these, but these are the British artillery for sharp practice. There's only 6 of them and a cannon, and they've been sat on the bench all week. They literally just need block painting and highlighting. There's very little left to do on those, probably only a few hours work, and I've kind of been ignoring them. Largely because I've been painting a lot of the 1/300 scale aircraft for Algernon Pulls It Off. There's a video of that coming next week. Patreons will get early access to that, so if you do want to support the channel through Patreon, you'll get early access to the to any videos as well that I put out. Links are in the description below. Obviously, I've got to do the whole. I've got to do the whole bit, haven't I? But yeah, as I mentioned, I've been painting 1/300 scale aircraft. But let me just have a look and show you these first of all. I've also been painting these combat patrols for O Group. These are American ones. I want to do some for the British and for the Japanese as well. So I've done the first 3 for the Americans because I put those together ages ago and just stuck them to one side. So that's 3 of them at least done. I need another 6 of those before I can finish off. But here in this box is the Algae aircraft as they are at the moment. I should hopefully at this point just now cut to a close-up to some of them. I'll just film these just so you can see them. But we've got all sorts of stuff in here. We've got some Gothas, Fowls D3s, got Fokker triplanes. It's not a Hanover, it's a DFW C1 or C2, I can't remember. The Albatross D5As, Fokkers. Got plenty of British ones here. I've got 2 types of SPADs. I've got the 7s and the 13s. I've also got triplanes. Sorry, sub with triplanes. I've got the SE5As. The RE8s, Camels, and also Bristol fighters as well. So these are going to be. I'm going to be playing this Algernon Pulls It Off down at the club next week, I think. So that's kind of why, not really why I've been wanting to paint them, but also I just wanted to get them painted and also make a few videos about them. So there's a couple of those coming. Fingers crossed in the next couple of weeks or even next month or so. Just stick those away. The other thing as well that I wanted to try to get finished is Paul Clark over at the club has been feeding me 6mm scale Prussians for the 1815 campaign. He's been printing them out on his resin printer, and I've been starting to work on my 1815 campaign Prussians in 6mm. These have been sat here for a while. I painted these ages ago, this particular base, just really as a tester, but I was waiting for some skirmishers, and I've got 4 skirmishers here ready to go. I'm going to paint those up very quickly, and then I'll put the butts on there and I'll finish that base off as well. So that'll be another base done, but there's going to be a lot of work on that, and that's going to take a long time, so that's not going to see the light of day for quite a while, but it'll be something I'll chip away at. We had a game of Blucher, speaking of Blucher, over at the club last Thursday. I took my French down, Paul took his Austrians, and him and Matt absolutely handed my arse to me. I got an absolute thrashing. The dice were completely against me. His artillery was just smashing me up even as I was just advancing across the field. So there was literally nothing I could do by the time I got into combat. So that was good fun. Enjoyed it. Great game, Blucher. Really nice and easy. Everything is abstracted. It's really flows pretty well once you know the rules. Of course, as usual, we always made mistakes. The other thing that I got this week are these as well. I'm going to talk about these a little bit. These are really useful box trays. These are from Warbases. They're £6 each, and you can see I've put them together here. You just use glue, and I've also taped up the sides as well just to give them a bit more strength, but it's just PVA glue. You could use super glue if you want. And these then go into let me show you, a 9 litre size, really useful box. So for example, I've got one here. You can see I've got all the trays in here as well. The reason I got these ones and in this size is because I wanted them for sharp practice figures, and the ones I was using, which were 35mm deep, were just not big enough for the bayonets on the ends of the rifles. They were just sticking up just slightly above, so it was crushing the bayonets. So I had to get these ones. I think these are something like 42mm or something, but you'll get 3 of these into a 9 litre really useful box. So I bought 6 of these because I miscalculated. I only needed 3, but I bought 6. So I'm going to get myself another really useful box. So I'll fill these up at some point anyway with something else. But it's just a really good way of storing figures, and relatively cheap as well. I mean, a lot of people don't like paying for storage, but I really think you should do. If you're, it pays for itself eventually. And the really useful boxes are great because they're small, they're compact, and you can get tons of figures into these as well. So these would do pretty well for most 28mm figures. Maybe not ones with, their bayonets sticking up, but most of them would easily fit in here. Let me just measure it and tell you what the inside depth of these are, so you know at least. These are, as I say, 42mm basically. So you from the base of it to where the next one joins. And these ones are actually the best ones that I've seen in the market. I've got some from commission figurines, which are cheap and cheerful. They're great, they work, but they are, they are just basically 4 slabs and a top. And I've also got some from Sally Forth as well, and again, they're about the same price as the Warbases ones. I think they're about £6, £5-6, and they have a little lip that goes around the side, so you can pick them up easy. But these Warbases ones I think are the best, simply because, I don't know if you can see it, but you can see there on the edge, they have a little, is it like a dovetail joint where you can basically put the side directly up against the base, and it gives you a nice, firm, stronger way of building these things. And then also they've got that little crenulated top, so they'll fit together really nicely without shifting about too much as well. So you don't even need the really useful boxes, you could just use these on their own as storage, and they're pretty solid once you stack them up like that. But that's my recommendation, I guess, for the week, for this video. Indeed, they're well worth it. I'd spend money on storage, because storage solutions for wargaming is crazy. But I think I'm very much of the opinion you should at least spend probably as much on storage as you are spending on figures, because if you're painting them, you want to look after them, and it's worth it, I think. Alright, I think that'll do for this one. I'll sign off here. So thank you again for watching these hobby updates. I'll be doing some more of these as I build more things and do more stuff. I'll probably be delving into the lead pile at some point, or plastic pile mostly at this point, and fetching some of that stuff out, because I don't really think I've got anything project wise once I've worked my way through the 1/300th aircraft. I don't think I've got anything else that's a burning issue at the moment. But anyway, tune back in. As I say, if you do want to support the channel, you can support me on Patreon. All the money goes straight back into making videos for you, and also on Ko-fi as well, where you can just do a one-off payment and, you know, give me a tip if you like what I do. If you don't want to do either of those things, that's grand as well, because I'll still make these videos either way. So as I say, I will sign off there, and I will say good night, Steelers, and thanks for watching.